Dartmouth, it's the quintessential idyllic, New England school. Like the town of Hanover is so beautiful and cute. And like I truly love my alma mater. Like I'm one of those diehard like alum that like will go to bat. Like I loved everything about Dartmouth. I loved the easy parts, the sweet parts, and the hard parts. And I think that's what makes it great. Growing up, this is kind of a goofy story, but I always wondered about education and about access to education. Even I remember thinking about this as young as 6th and 7th grade. And I remember watching the movie Dead Poet Society and looking at the school that those kids got to go to, like where it just screamed like learn, and I wanted that. And I wondered why I didn't have access to something like that. And it was amazing to me that people got to go to school in a place like that. And so when I flew out to Dartmouth, my senior year of high school, I think it was the senior fall, to do a visit, I stepped off the little shuttle into the green, and it was love at first sight. It was one of those moments where as I was stepping out, I knew. Like, I was like, this is where I belong. Before I had met anyone, before I had spoken a word, I knew that that was where I belonged. And not many people know, but, and this is what I kind of went on to find out about more, was that it was actually created and founded to educate Native Americans. And so that history, has always been there. And Dartmouth was rededicated with President Kemeny in 1970 to the education of Native Americans and to kind of really support that. And so they created the Native American program in addition to Native American studies. And so, when I arrived there in 94, I think that that fall for a visit, there was a Native American house. There's a big population of Native American students on campus, Native American faculty. And so it was just super welcoming. And while the school itself was very different and a majority of the population were people that I had never been around before in my life, that kind of like echelon of society, I felt very at home at the same time, because I met other natives from communities across the country who knew my aunt who rodeoed, or my brother who went to powwows. And so all of a sudden, like I was already ingrained in that, and I wanted to be a part of that. So even though it was drastically different from where I came from, I was ready to eat it all up and just have fun.